Oral questions. Question. Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
The Honorable Leader of the Opposition. After 9 years, this Prime Minister is not worth the cost or the corruption. According to an Auditor General report on the Green Fund, we're talking about billions of dollars spent without respecting the rules, and Liberal insiders who are channeling taxpayer money to their own businesses. A level of corruption that one of the public servants in this government described as being like the sponsorship scandal. Will the Prime Minister take responsibility for this waste and corruption, or just keep blaming others? Before having the Prime Minister answer, I will just invite the member for Timmins James Bay to not speak when not invited to do so by the chair. The Right Honourable
Shut up, NDP.
Mr. Speaker, as always, we are thanking the Auditor General for her work. We will carefully peruse the reports and carefully consider the recommendations. We must ensure that as we fight climate change and as we move towards a greener economy, we must ensure we are also investing in a responsible and transparent manner, and that is what we will do. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition. Mr. Speaker, the AG's report makes it very clear that the government favoured McKinsey with money voted for by the Bloc Québécois. 97 contracts to McKinsey of a value of $209 million. Much more than we knew of previously. That was all channeled towards this Prime Minister's favourite consulting company, with 70% of the contracts without a bid for tender, and at least 4 of the contracts were specifically designed to hire McKinsey. Why give all this money to his Liberal buddies, the Right Honourable Prime Minister? Mr. Speaker, we have taken strong measures to ensure that public service, procurement, and contract processes are more rigorous and transparent. We must ensure that taxpayer money is invested in an accountable and transparent manner. We will continue to do that as we fight climate change, as we create a stronger, growing economy.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The Parliamentary Budget Officer has already proven that the Liberal carbon tax, just like the Prime Minister, is not worth the cost, saying the vast majority of people are worse off under a carbon pricing regime than without. This is partly because of the economic cost that the carbon tax imposes. One of our members for Winnipeg asked the PBO if the government had done an economic analysis of the cost, and he said yes, but they're blocking its release, referring to it as a gag order. Why the carbon tax cover-up?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, we of course respect the work of the Parliamentary Budget Officer, who provides independent analysis to this government. In this instance, however, the Parliamentary Budget Officer admitted that he made a mistake with his carbon pricing reports, using incorrect analysis and modelling, which emphasises what we've been saying all along, Mr. Speaker, that 8 out of 10 Canadians get more money back from the Canada Carbon Rebate while we fight climate change. The next Canada Carbon Rebate is actually going to be arriving on the 15th of July in Canadians' bank accounts right across the country. We will continue to put money in people's pockets and fight climate.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
If that was true, he would simply release the report with the real cost of the carbon tax that he's been hiding. But the Auditor General released another report showing that this Prime Minister is not worth the corruption or cost after 9 years. $123 million in spending in the Prime Minister's Green Slush Fund broke the rules. According to one of the bureaucrats involved, the entire expenditure resembles the Liberal sponsorship scandal. Will he take personal responsibility for these costs and corruption, or will he just blame others again?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the minister has already taken measures to ensure that these programs are properly spent, that the processes are properly followed in terms of contracts. We know we need to continue to ensure value for money for taxpayers.
He doesn't know what he's saying.
Continuing to step up on the fight against climate change, on the creation of a green economy. That is why we continue to deliver a Canada carbon rebate that puts more money in 8 out of 10 Canadians' pockets in regions where it is, at the same time as we fight climate change effectively right across the country.
Hear, hear. I'm going to ask all members to please not take the floor. As the person who has been recognized by the chair to ask the question or to answer the question, so that not only that the chair can hear all the questions and that all members can hear, but especially those who use translation devices, it's difficult for them to hear over the ambient sound. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
We already knew that the Prime Minister liked to give tax dollars to his favourite consulting company, McKinsey, a company that helps supercharge drug overdose deaths as part of the opioid crisis. But today we learned from the Auditor General that it's far more money than thought. It was 200 million Canadian
That is
dollars for
insane.
this one company. 90% of those contracts didn't follow government rules, 70% of them without a competitive process, 100% of them with the NDP voting in favour. Wow. Mr. Speaker, will the Prime Minister commit here and now no more money for McKinsey?
How are they even still allowed to get any money? It's all been proven that they are corrupt.
Again, I asked
It's all fake.
members, and I've already asked a member from Timmins James Bay if he could please not comment while other members are speaking, so that way we can all hear. The Honourable... The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, obviously the taxpayers deserve to get value for money, which is why we've continued to strengthen our oversight and the measures whereby public servants grant contracts, including to outside consultants. We've reduced those numbers. We're making sure that we're able to both grow the economy and fight climate change at the same time as we ensure value for money. And we will, of course, continue to work with the Auditor General and her recommendations as we move forward. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, we are committed to delivering more money in the pockets of 8 out of 10 Canadians as we fight climate change with the Canada Carbon Rebate.
Hear, hear. L'honorable député de...
The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. Mr. Speaker, the National Committee of Parliamentarians on Security and Intelligence has tabled a report that states that there has been inaction, denial, and incompetence when it comes to handling matters of national security on the part of this cabinet. Here in this House, some elected officials, on purpose or possibly due to their naivete, have fallen under foreign influence. What is the Prime Minister going to do about this? The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Nothing if it benefits them.
We are very thankful to NCCOP for its hard work. We take foreign interference very seriously, and that is why we are taking all necessary measures to protect Canadians from the threat of foreign interference. We have created oversight agencies. We have created a public inquiry. We have introduced legislation for a registry of foreign influence. We have made foreign interference a serious offense. And we are enabling CSIS to share intelligence with all levels of government, businesses, researchers, and more. We will continue to protect Canadians. The Honourable Member. The Prime Minister said himself that he has not read the reports, that he has ignored them, that he has slowed down the intelligence and inquiry process. At this very moment, some elected officials may be under foreign influence. They could be in any party. The Prime Minister must answer. Because right now, this Prime Minister is doing nothing about the fact that in this Parliament, there are people that are under foreign influence, and he's doing nothing. The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker. It's quite ironic that the leader of the Bloc Québécois is asking this question because he refused to receive the security clearance that would have enabled him to read the classified documents so he could actually understand the issues. And because he's refusing to receive the security clearance, he can engage in this type of partisan attack on issues that are actually very serious. And this government is taking it very seriously and doing the work.